You are listening to the People Centric Podcast, where we talk through the toughest challenges that people face at work and give practical advice to fixing those challenges. Thanks for joining our movement to create workplaces that are happier, healthier, aligned, and empowered by putting people at the center of all that we do.
Hey, people-centric leaders, are you driving to work right now? Do you ever okay, so here's the thing. We know that a lot of you listen to us on your drive to work. You put our podcast on and you're listening to us and you're just getting all this wisdom on your way to work. But we only do this once a week. So I also know the other 4 days of the week that you drive to work and drive home, you're probably listening to some tunes. Have you ever had a song that just spoke to you? And you thought, wow, I'm driving to work right now, and this song lyrics suddenly are applying to something that I'm about to do, or this meeting that I'm about to have, or this relationship that I have at work, or all of those other things. Many of you are probably going, no, that's never happened to me at all. But if you are people-centric, that happens to us all the time because we live inside of all of the space, the conflicts, the relationships, the people, the communication, the management, the team, the strategy, all those different things. So we decided to do something kind of fun in this one. And Matt is fired up. I have never seen Matt so fired up as he is about. Actually, that's not true because we've toured Central Kentucky together and gone to distilleries. He was pretty fired up.
I'm actually prepared for this podcast, and I am super excited about that, to share my preparation and tell a story through music. I think music is a powerful tool, right? Music is a powerful tool, and it probably means something to different people. I know for us as a team, we all like music. We all like various genres of music too, right? We're not kind of pigeonholed into one area, and you see great benefits of music, like in healthcare and things with some of the elderly patients or the Alzheimer's patients, where they react to music. Like, it just burns into our soul, the music and the lyrics of that. And I thought it would be fun to talk about what leadership lessons can we learn through lyrics of songs. And I would venture to say many people are listening today, and they would also have maybe one of those, yeah, I got a song, take this job and shove it, right? I mean, that just to start us off, that might be one of those, if we're not having a good day, that you might fall into. But music is powerful, and I thought this would be just kind of a fun episode to show our character just a little bit here, our preferences, have some fun with the topic, and maybe tell a story as we do it.
I think it's going to be exciting. We're going to pick different songs. So just to be clear, if you didn't pick this up from Matt, we're going to pick different song lyrics and talk about how those can be lessons for you in your job at work. Where can that be transposed to your jobs? So get ready. We're going to make you like kind of a mixtape. This is kind of a people-centric mixtape. That's what we're doing right now. Diana, have you ever made anyone a mixtape?
I don't think so. I think that was like just past. No, because maybe I've made CDs. Like I've burned CDs, but not the tape, not like the cassette tape.
I mean, they still call them mixtapes, right? When they burn CDs, or is that just me?
Don, they don't know.
I don't know. Matt, your audio's cut out. I don't know though. I just don't want people to think that I'm old enough to have made a mixtape.
Has anyone ever made you a mixtape or CD?
Yeah. I've had lots of people make me a CD. I'm not that like tech savvy. No, it was friends, dudes.
Oh, okay.
It was friends. I'm just not that savvy, and I just don't. Oh, I almost said I don't like music that much. I do. I'm a sociopath. I'd rather give someone a book. I don't know.
Lots of friends make other friends mixtapes. That happens all the time.
They do when your friends are theater friends.
Stephanie, have you ever made one?
Like my friends and I in college would make each other. They were mixtapes. They were mixed CDs.
Mixed CDs.
I'm so young and fresh, but yeah.
Mixed CDs. Have you ever made a mixed CD?
Friends are a different breed. Where the theater friends do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, is my audio better now?
Your audio is great, Matt. Yes.
Back in the day, Don, for us, we just did kind of a generational one. It was, a recent episode, but back in the day, we had to sit by the radio and wait for that special song to be able to come on. And the tape already had to be in there. And then we had to hurry up and hit record. And you'd always get like a few measures into the song before the actual recording would start. But you knew you had the vibe. Like, that's whenever you weren't just doing that for your friends. Like, there had to be a motivation for you to want to sit by the radio to do that and capture the right songs.
Yeah. Oh, I was in the what was that? Napster. I was in the Napster era. So we just had to like let it sit on our computers for literal days to download, and then we could have this.
And then someone in your house would ruin it because they would try to make a phone call during the middle of your Napster download.
Single time.
You have to start the whole thing over, and you're like, this has been going for 5 hours, so I could get this one song
every time. Yeah. Yeah.
We're kind of dating ourselves here a little bit. If you don't know what Napster is, then you should go look that up. It's a fun.
Ask Metallica.
Yeah, ask Metallica. They got real edgy going and fighting that in Congress and everything else.
Metallica.
Yeah. Well, Lars spoke very eloquently about why they were taking money out of their pockets. Yeah, that was not well received by the fans, but that's okay. Bethany, have you ever had a mixtape made for you?
I have also had mixed CDs made for me, and I also made several. So I think I still have them somewhere, and they're probably really good, and I should listen to them.
That's exactly right. So we're going to make one special for you, and Matt's going to walk us through this. So Matt, where do we start on our mixtape journey here, or CD, whatever medium you want, an MP3 or whatever? What do the kids call them today? I'm going to send you a track.
They're just playlists. No, they send them playlists.
What is wrong? We're going to make you a playlist.
I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to lay this track down right now.
Do an LP.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and start. And I know, we were trying to talk about, hey, how do we want to do this? How do we want to structure this podcast? And I'll just go first. Let's just do this. And guys, feel free to be able to interact and ask questions. Maybe disagree if you want to, whatever. If you know the songs, you might not know the songs, but I picked 4 for mine. Now, the reason why I picked 4 is because I'm going to take you through the journey of this idea of leadership. And sometimes, we hear these things from managers all over trying to do their best to be able to manage their people. And the number one song that I picked to start this is Fix You by Coldplay. And I don't know if you are familiar with the song, but the lyrics that it starts out with is when you try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired that you can't sleep. I mean, I know. Now you just want to sing the song, right?
You were playing these songs, though.
Yeah. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. How often have we heard that from leadership or managers that just feel like I am doing and doing and doing, and I'm trying to fix the bad habits of the team. I am trying to fix these processes. It feels like they're carrying the weight of everything because all they are trying to do after they have achieved the title of manager, they have climbed that mountain. Now they feel like it's their job and only their job to fix them, fix the team, fix the members of the team. And if I'm stuck in that rut, as far as, the things that might fall under this idea of fix you, man, you're probably in this rut of micromanaging. You're trying to keep a stronghold on all the different things that your team is doing. We think it's our job too. And this is common. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but it feels like once they have achieved that status of manager, they just wear it almost like a badge that I have to fix all of the different things. Does that make sense? Are you with me so far?
I love that one, Fix You, because it's not, managers think that they have to fix everybody, but you don't have to fix everybody. We just did a management training out in Dallas last week, and that's one of the things I told everybody. It's not your job to make your people more successful as a manager. It's your job to help them to be successful.
Yeah, I love it. And that was, Don, you kind of took me to the last bullet point there. Sometimes they don't need fixed. Sometimes there's a leadership trait or a leadership lesson for you there. Sometimes they don't need fixed just because maybe they're approaching it in a little different way than maybe you had, especially now if you're a manager of a group that was your job, then now you're managing that same group of peers. We feel like we want to fix everybody to do it the way that you did it. That's just unrealistic. And I think you're limiting the ability of the team in that aspect. I'm going to take you from Fix You by Coldplay.
Matt, before you do that, I just wanted to say, if you play that song for your pets, it has an entirely different meaning to them. Just fun fact, if you play that in your head.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Sprinkling that in there. Side note, if you are a fan of Coldplay and that song, go to YouTube. I would say there's a Don, I know I showed you this. There's a sweet live version of that in Brazil where the crowd just takes over. FYI, that's an aside. The second song, I'm going to take you back to, what is this, 80s country, Alabama? Who doesn't like some Alabama country? Play me some mountain music. That's not the song that I picked, but I did pick I'm in a Hurry. And this, again, kind of defines what new leaders, or sometimes we get into a rut. It says, I'm in a hurry to get things done. I rush and rush until life's no fun. All I really got to do is live and die. I'm in a hurry and I don't know why. How often do we speak with leaders, especially in a coaching scenario, where it just feels like I don't have enough time in the day, time management, I'm hurrying. Diana, you were going to add to this.
If you've seen the Elizabeth Holmes story, this is one of the songs on that soundtrack.
Alabama.
Yeah, the executive who is now in prison because she didn't do what she said she could do. Anyway, and she defrauded a bunch of people. This is on her soundtrack. This is like one of her executive leadership songs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's not where I was going, but I mean, I get kind of the parallel. Like for me, whenever I'm thinking of this, I'm in a hurry to get things done, and thinking of the people that we talk to. Very few. Let me just give you some advice. Very few things are emergencies. Very few things require that we always have to hurry. And what I would encourage you, if you feel like you are in that, I'm in a hurry to get things done. I don't know why. I am rushing and I am trying to complete. You're probably holding on to too many things. And second of all, take a step back and maybe look behind you. Because if that is the mindset of the leader, that I'm always rushing and I'm always trying to get things done, take a look behind you and see what that staff looks like. See what your team looks like. See what your peers look like, because they are probably not running at the same pace, and maybe even a little bit frustrated at the pace that you are running ahead of time. So anything to add here, guys? Are you following me with this so far?
I like the groove you're putting out here. It's a good groove. Yeah. If you're driving to work and you listen to those two songs back to back, it's a good day.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good day. Now, what if you are that leader and you're going, okay, that is me. I am always trying to fix all the people's problems, and I do feel like my hair is on fire all of the time. How do I get out of this? Don't fret, because we are going to turn the page now. Turn the page, and we're gonna. Are you familiar with this song?
Turn the page.
Yeah. Turn the page. We are about to turn the page. We're going to head a different direction. And it's, here I am on the road again. Here I'm up on the stage. There I go playing star again. Here I go, turn the page. Like, just stop what you can't control. Stop trying to control the things you can't control and turn the page. There is a new day tomorrow. Maybe you have felt like as a leader that, oh man, I'm just stuck in this because of something that I have done or the way that I have been leading my people. Bob Seger says, man, just turn the page. Tomorrow is a new day. It's a new opportunity. And I'm giving that to you. What does it look like? Like, how do I let that go? How do I turn the page? The positive side of this is you can start now. And it does not matter where your now is. Tomorrow is a different day that we can turn the page and let it go. Okay, so how do I do that then? What do new habits look like? And I'm going to finish with this one and I'll pass it to somebody else. Teddy Swims, Simple Things. I don't know if this is a song that you know, but man, it's one of my favorite choruses just to kind of sing. Diana, you look perplexed. Is this a song that you know? Do you know Teddy Swims, Simple Things?
I don't think I know this one. No.
Can you sing a couple bars of it?
Yeah. So the chorus of this, it's the sound of the rain coming down when you fall asleep. It's a call from a friend that you love but never get to see. All the time that you waste trying to chase what you'll never need. It all comes back around to simple things. Like, so often, the reason why I say this and the reason why I think this is awesome is because as managers, as leaders, we bang our head against the wall trying to get our team to do the things, and we get very, very creative. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not as good. Sometimes it comes down to maybe just the simple things. Like, how often at conferences, Don, are we asked, like, how do you gain the trust of people? How do you create psychological safety? How do you create buy-in? And they get so lost in the weeds. Guys, it's kind of simple. Like, the simple things that I put for leadership, listen.
I want to give a shout out to my Uber driver down in Dallas who said that her management advice to managers is to, how did she put it? She said, talk less, listen more.
Talk less, listen more. Yeah.
Talk less, listen more.
Somebody said you have one mouth and 2 ears, use them accordingly. It's the same principle. Listen, delegate. Think of some different opportunities for praise and recognition with your team. Some simple things that you can do to let people know that they're valued, that you enjoy having them on the team. They're a valuable piece of the puzzle. And then hold the line. Like, create some standards that make you all awesome. Co-create those together with your team, and then do your best to hold that line for your team. Sometimes it's pretty simple. The recipe to being a great leader is maybe less of you, more of them. And if we're highlighting that, I think sometimes you're on the right track then maybe to success. So
yeah, actually, I realized I misquoted that because I saw Hamilton yesterday and I had talk less, smile more in my head, which he actually said was do less and listen more, which I think was right down the line of what you're talking about there, Matt. Sometimes you think you have to have all the answers and solutions to things, and sometimes it's literally just get out of the way and let your people solve the problem.
Yeah, and there's great benefit. There's great benefit of that. So anyway, fix you. I'm in a hurry. Turn the page in simple things. That takes you through your leadership lesson by Matt today through lyrics.
You drive a truck, don't you, Matt?
Do what?
You drive a truck, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what do you mean?
Just the songs that you selected there, probably you could have, if you know nothing about Matt, you probably guess he drives a truck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to stereotype. I'm just saying.
And a holo boat, and a holo camper. Like that's simple things.
Good guy.
All right, who's next?
I can go next.
Stephanie, take it away.
That works. Okay, so Matt and I have very different music tastes, which is what you're about to find out.
Weird.
But the first song that I thought of was Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. So if you're not familiar with this one, classic. I love Fleetwood Mac. But the beginning lyrics are, can you hear me calling out your name? And I'm falling and I don't know what to say. And what that made me think of immediately was like the helicopter-y boss and the manager boss who has no boundaries, and you're the employee and it's like they're everywhere. And the boss wants to be with you everywhere and watch you do everything and talk to you at every moment. And it's like constant over communication and it's happening right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, Dawn is now like really kind of weirdly close right behind me. I'm getting a little heebie-jeebies. If you're on the podcast, you couldn't see that. I'm so sorry. But just for visual effect, if you want to watch us on YouTube, that was a good moment. But it made me think of that, of like, I just want to be with you everywhere. And the coworker, maybe even, or the boss who just over communicates. And I know literally every organization that we work with says communication is one of our problems. And usually it's under communication, but I see everybody on our team kind of nodding as I'm saying this, of like, we've all also worked with that person that was the over communicator, or like that helicopter boss. It's not even like, it's a form of micromanagement, I think, but just like, they're always there. They're always there. They're always talking. They're always sending you messages. Your phone is blowing up. So.
Yeah, it makes it hard to like filter out what's important. Like, what information do I actually need? And what are you just like telling me to tell me? Like, it's very hard to filter those people and to really decide what you need from them.
Yes. And those are usually also the workplace relationships that end up having very few boundaries, because then also it's like you're in every moment of each other's lives, and it usually continues like outside of the office, where they're messaging you evenings and weekends. And while, I think there's a healthy balance to that, then it's all of a sudden like, I can't get away from this person, even if I tried, and I don't really know what you want me to do. I don't really know what you want from me. And they're like, I just want to be with you everywhere. So, and I hope you're all singing that, like
I guess I should apologize now. Sorry, Diana.
Yeah.
I am not singing it at all, but I like it. What was your next one? I think Matt, were you going to say something?
No, I just said I needed to apologize to Diana now. The messages on the weekends and things. There's Bethany.
Also, yeah, Bethany's not with me.
I was listening to everything that she said, so I'm not trying to be overbearing, but my internet connection is not very good. So can I join you?
You can.
Okay.
We are with each other everywhere. So
oh my, this is great timing.
Usually
we sit next to each other all day. We love each other. This is great.
This is really great timing.
I went over there and it was heebie-jeebies.
I'm going to highly encourage you, if you're normally a podcast listener, just find this one on YouTube. There's some gold moments that have happened.
Yeah, Bethany just walked over and suddenly appeared in Stephanie's box. It would be like you're watching the Brady Bunch and suddenly Alice and Peter are right together.
So this is going to be timely for my next. I'm just kidding. My next song is "I Drink Wine" by Adele, which I thought was a great work song.
But I mean, what?
aside from the joke that our jobs make us drink, because my job does not make me drink. There's some lyrics in this song, which it's one of my favorite off of the new Adele album. I'm a diehard Adele fan, but she says in there's one line where she says, "Why am I obsessing about the things that I can't control? Why am I seeking approval from people I don't even know? In these crazy times, I hope to find something I can cling to because I need some substance in my life, something real, something that feels true." And I think with that of like, there's so often, especially for those of us who are longtime members of the people pleasing club in work, that all of a sudden you're just like, what? My work and everything I'm doing has a million voices coming into it. Why am I getting so affected about thinking about what someone else is going to think or how they're going to read that email or how they're going to do that? And almost becomes this like crippling work anxiety to all of a sudden, like, you're like, why am I even, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Why is this happening? And then apparently for Adele, that's when she turns to, my drink of choice, a glass of red wine. So that one, I really liked it for just more of the lyrics, but then I thought the title was also really funny. So I don't know if anyone has something to add to that.
It's perfect. No, it's perfect. I'm a diehard Adele fan too. Like, who's not? If you're not, you're wrong. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think it's also perfect that you're seeking the approval of people.
Matt, your audio is terrible today. You keep speaking, but not speaking. I know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, do it again, Matt. You're fine.
Am I fine?
Yeah, you are now. My goodness.
I'm just looking for your approval. Like Stephanie was talking about there, the approval of people. And Bethany, it was funny. Bethany was nodding her head in agreement, like, that's a good choice, good song. You have your own hype. You have your own hype man now in your corner there, Stephanie.
This is amazing. I actually really do like this quite a bit. So any one of you can join my Brady Bunch Square anytime you want.
That was the heebie-jeebies, just to remind you. If you go back and replay it, you heard the same reaction
Okay,
when I jumped in.
I'm going to clarify that comment, and this is where everyone on the podcast is going to learn something weird about me. I don't like it when people look over my shoulders. And so you came and you were like, no, you're but it was like Dawn was like right here in that weird spot where maybe it's just like animal instinct. I can't really see you and what you're doing. And it like gives me like, it's like nails on a chalkboard shiver. So there's weird Stephanie fact of the podcast.
Might give you like the heebie-jeebies, as my 5-year-old said today.
Heebie-jeebies.
Those are different. That's a different thing.
Yeah. Okay. I had one more, but this is just another fun one. I'm going to kind of throw 2 Beyonce songs at you really quick. But the first one that is so popular on TikTok right now is Break My Soul, which the lyrics kind of speak for themselves. If she's talking about working and all of this and just like, you won't break my soul, you won't do this. And it's a really good work jam for it's just like, all of you people are acting a fool. You are going crazy. I'm not going to let you affect me. I'm going to go dance over here by myself. So, and I did just do a little dance. So again, you should watch the YouTube for this one. And then paired with that, Beyonce, I Was Here. I think twofold meaning of number one, I think we've all had that boss where you have to like, your presence is more important to them than your productivity. And so you're just be like, well, I'm here. I was here at 8:00. I was here. It happened. You saw me. So this was important. But then also the meaning of that song is really like I want to leave a legacy in this world. I want to do something meaningful and important. And I think that's all what we're craving in our work lives. Like nobody wants to just do meaningless work. We all want to find value in what we do, feel like we're adding something to the world. So there's the Stephanie Anderson playlist.
I love those.
Very
a
nice.
couple of months ago when Queen Elizabeth died, I got a notification on my phone that said like the Queen has passed or the Queen has died. And I immediately was like, Beyonce. And then I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. She's fine. Thank goodness.
Beyonce's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So
The world can keep spinning.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
Funny that your brain went. So, and surprising, honestly. I feel like Diana, you would have gotten that right, but it's okay.
I mean, I just, in my heart, needed to make sure that Queen Bee was okay. You know what I mean? Like, just God save the Queen, the real Queen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The American Queen.
We want to use this opportunity to apologize to our listeners. And
yeah, this is why we're not big overseas, Diana.
Speaking of, Don, do you want to list some, or Bethany, who wants to go next?
You want mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I tried to pick some real classic songs that everybody thinks about when they listen to work. So I wanted to start with Head Like a Hole by 9 Inch Nails.
I actually get that. I get it.
Already.
Yeah.
So let's throw some lyrics out, right? It's God money, I'll do anything for you. God money, just tell me what you want me to. God money, nail me up against the wall. God money, don't want everything, he wants it all. No, you can't take it. No, you can't take it. No, you can't take that away from me. No, you can't take it. No, you can't take it. No, you can't take that away from me. Head like a hole, black as your soul. I'd rather die than give you control. Head like a hole, black as your soul. I'd rather die than give you control. Yeah, I think that's employees at work. I listen to that song and I think about that. Is that weird? You sit there like, if you're at work and you're so upset, like it's such an anthem, like people probably listen to that and go like, I'm not going to die for you. I'm not going to give you control. I'm going to take my own control back at work. And I think employees feel that way sometimes. They're driving to work. That's what I'm thinking. It's an anthem.
If it wasn't, it is now. You know what I mean? Like after you hear this, I will never hear that song and not think of like revolting at the office,
Bow down before the one you serve. You're going to get what you deserve, right? That's it. That's about employees going to work.
Yeah, statistically, a couple of us probably feel that way. Which ones is it?
Yeah, if you go ahead and confess.
Not me.
It's obviously Don, but he owns the company, so I don't.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he needs to look at a different career path.
I was going to say, we took a real hard turn from Beyonce there, and someone led us there.
Yeah. Okay, so my second one is going to be another classic along the same venue. It's Aretha Franklin's Chain of Fools. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man, but I found out, love, I'm just a link in your chain. You got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treated me mean. Oh, you treated me cruel. And then at the very, very end, it's one of these mornings, the chain is going to break. But up until the day, I'm going to take all I can take. And I think that is teamwork at the office. It's a link in a chain. We ought to work together, right? If somebody doesn't work as part of the chain, then the whole team falls apart. If you get even one toxic person on a team, it creates toxicity amongst the whole chain. And the chain breaks up. It's a chain of fools just because you have one fool in it, which I think is the purpose of that song, which I am convinced that is what Aretha Franklin was singing. And by the way,
that's not where I thought you were going to go.
The true queen.
But I see it a little bit now.
What was your interpretation of that one?
What were the first lyrics?
Really?
Yeah. Say just the first few again.
Well, okay. It's for 5 long years, I thought you were my man, but I found out, love, I'm just a link in your chain.
Oh, yeah. So I thought you were going more for like the direction of like, I hate my corporate job and I'm just a link in the chain and I don't have any,
despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Like that's what I thought.
Little Smashing Pumpkins in there.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of know where Bethany was too, of like I've given you all these years, corporate America, and I'm a cog in the wheel.
Yeah, cog.
But I like this one because it's the link. It's a chain of fools, right? And who's the other fools? Where's the chain? The chain isn't the one person. The chain is the person who comes into the chain, and the whole chain is affected. It's the whole chain of fools. It's not one person. It's not a link of fools. It's a chain of fools, which I think is how teams operate.
And
there you go.
Might not just be the employees, could be the manager too.
Sometimes it could be the manager too. And that's a key link in the chain. And if that link is bad, the whole chain isn't going to work very well. It's a chain of fools. Why are we all linked together like this? Absolutely. All right. And I'll do the last one. I want to do, so I went and saw Hamilton this weekend, but I'm not going to do a Hamilton song. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste my shot on a Hamilton song. I'm going to switch to an older one, and I'm going to, do you hear the people sing from Les Miserables?
That is the anthem. That is the revolution.
Let's just all break out in song now.
Oh yes, let's do it.
I mean, if you think about like what you're trying to get to, like if the people are singing together, like dude, it's a song of angry men. It's the music of the people who will not be slaves again. Go ahead. Everybody wants to sing this one. If you can see this,
We all want to so badly.
Beating of your heart because the beating of the drums.
Yeah. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there's a life about to start when tomorrow comes. I think that's really a cool thing for businesses. Like you think about that. You don't think about a work thing where people are singing together, but when people do their own work and their own stuff together and it really works, like it is a whole different life. It's a whole different attitude about work. It's a whole different view on how much money you can make as an individual and as a company. It's kind of the movement. We talk a lot about how we're starting the movement. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes when I need a little bit extra oomph in my day, that's the song I will play on the way to work, thinking that this is what's going to happen. So there you go.
Love that tidbit of information. So
it's the
good.
people finding their voice, taking control of
Yeah.
their destiny. Right?
And as a manager, do you hear the people sing?
Let's say maybe our next podcast about music can be like, what's your pump up jam? Because we just heard Dawn's.
That's good. I'm going to take that with me and also do that for
Me
sure.
too. That's like a good pump up jam.
It is. Yeah.
All right, Diana or Bethany, you guys want to go?
Either way, Bethany, do you want to go?
Okay, I'll go. I'll try to be sort of quick with mine. Okay, so my first one is a classic by the Rolling Stones. I can't get no satisfaction. So the first lyrics are I can't get no satisfaction. Repeat, because I try and I try and I try and I try. And then he says it again, right? So I'm not going to get too deep into these lyrics, but I think that says enough for you about, I think, and maybe as a manager or a leader, you got promoted and you were just expecting glory. And that's not what happened. You're not satisfied in your job. Maybe there's not a lot of satisfaction in it. That's okay. That's probably all right. But I think maybe if you switch your mentality, because you're probably not getting a lot of satisfaction and you're not getting a lot of glory as a leader in your job because you're making it about you. And so maybe you just need to change your mindset. And if you make it about your people, you might have a little bit more satisfaction in that job. So that's really my only takeaway. I don't know if you have anything to add on that one.
I love that. Like it is about the perspective, and yeah, sometimes you can't, and no matter what you do isn't going to change that. But sometimes it is just like change your mind. You can try.
Yeah. And you just can't.
You just can't get no.
Right. So that's mine. That's one of mine. The second one, also a classic, but to a different generation. Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's also a good anthem song. If anybody needs that today, that one pumps me up. So this one I think about is sort of like, when you have a toxic employee who leaves, and you guys can't see it right now, but Dawn and Diana are both jamming.
Yeah, she accused me of not knowing this song. I assure you, I have this song.
I didn't accuse you of it.
No,
it's a different generation, but everybody can love it. I don't know.
Everyone should love it.
Thanks.
Awesome when it came out in early 2000s.
I know. I wish this. I don't know if it says on here, but anyway, so like it says, here's the thing: we started out friends. It was cool, but it was all pretend. And then it goes into Since You've Been Gone, I can't breathe. I can breathe for the first time, right? And so I just feel like when the toxic person comes onto the team, sometimes that friendship is not real. Everybody feels that we're all trying, but it's just not working. And then when that person finally leaves, we can all breathe
for the first time.
And
now, thanks to you, I get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Since You've Been Gone.
I just realized there are many, many instances where I feel this song. This is not just this word. Yes. All the yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's not, it's kind of a sad song if you think about it, but feels really true.
It feels true. That's why it's so good. It's like it relates on many levels.
Yeah.
Kelly just gets us.
Yeah. She says, I'm so moving on. Yeah. So here we go. Next one.
I like that transition.
I was like, so are we moving on?
Yeah. Unless there's any other things to add.
Nope. That was a good one.
Okay. And then my last one is Let It Be, which kind of, goes off what was being talked about earlier. Matt was kind of talking about that. Dawn, you were talking a little bit about it. I don't think I have to do an introduction on this song by the Beatles. Also, I know Dawn is a big Beatles fan, so feel free to add to this. And so is Diane, who's not, right? Who's not a Beatles fan. So sometimes you just have to let it be. You can't always know how to solve the problems. You're probably not going to do it all correctly. There are things that you just need to let it go, let it be, so that you can move forward. And we're going back to the moving forward, moving on,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just let it. Sometimes you just got to let it be.
Not everything's in your control, right? You got to just let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones.
Those are really, really good ones. I really like the let it be one, especially at the end there. Just sometimes you just have to let it go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let it be.
I only brought two, but I think that you will hear the wisdoms in the words of Mrs. Taylor Swift. One of her latest songs from her latest album, Midnight, is Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everyone agrees. And what I'm saying is sometimes you need to look in the mirror and not stand directly in the sun. You need to look in that mirror and say, you know what? Is it me? Am I the problem? Is it me? And sometimes it is. And I just think that that's a really great song because you can very easily get used to blaming others or blaming the situation or whatever. But if you find yourself in the same situation over and over again, the common denominator is you. So.
And Taylor Swift.
And listen to some Taylor, and then maybe you can shake it off. Like, I'm just saying, Taylor is a wealth of knowledge.
Either that or you're just going to have bad blood.
Oh, right.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want bad blood. So shake it off. Look in the mirror. Is it you? We could go a lot of ways with this,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was one that I just think that everyone should think through. Are you the problem? And then my next one is a probably good one to wrap this up with, but it is the Chainsmokers, and her song is, I wish somebody would have told me that someday these would be the good old days. And I think it sometimes takes a little bit of perspective to just enjoy the journey. It's not always going to be perfect, but when you look backwards, it is better than when you're living through it. So remember that someday these will be the good old days.
Oh, I love that. Reminds me of Andy from The Office.
I know, me too.
You were living in the good old days.
That's a good one.
No, that's
Yeah. He says, I wish there was a way that you could know that you were living in the good old days before they were over.
Yeah.
And be able to say that. And he gets choked up as he says it on the last season of The Office because he knows that he's in it right there and he's about to leave it.
That's
about to be over.
Yeah, that's so good. I think so often at work, it's easy to think find yourself thinking about the next. And whether that's the next step in your career or the next thing you're going to work on as a team or the next project you're going to tackle, just take a minute and smell the roses and remember how far you've come and you worked really hard to be where you are. I like that.
Right on. So that was a surprisingly easy activity. I think when we first talked about doing this, it was how are we going to relate these songs to business? But I think listening to all the different examples that we use, the reason that was so easy to do is because songs are about life and people, and so is work, right? A lot of times we joke and say, no, it's not about people. It's not about our personalities and the things that we bring into work. It's not all, it's supposed to keep it professional. It's business, not personal. But work can be very personal, just like those songs are, which is why I think they're universal enough that you can absolutely apply them to work situations. So I hope everybody got some really, really good songs. First of all, to play on we hope we planted some earworms for you. I know that I've got a few now.
Yeah. The whole Les Mis soundtrack has been going through my mind ever since you said that. So
yeah, it's going to be really good to play that out. So listen to Les Mis and think about work. Not just that one. Don't just go to that one.
I hope the French Revolution is inspiring to your work today.
Mix it up.
the same when you think
I don't want to spoil the ending of that one, but yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But hope you got some good tips out of this one. And I hope you always get good tips from just things that we ever put out there. We enjoy it. We have a good time together. Diana,
if you guys if you send me songs that relate to work and why for you, I'll post them on our social media.
That'll be a lot of fun. So we'll get to see that. No more Taylor Swift songs, that we've already covered those. So
no. All the Taylor Swift songs.
Oh, no, send us all of the Taylor Swift songs and how they apply to you at work.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining us on our People Centric Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the People Centric Podcast. We are so grateful for you joining us every week. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Also, feel free to share on your social media with everyone that you know. It really does help us. If you would like to contact us, I have put our information in the show notes. Please reach out anytime. We love hearing from you. We will be back next week with a new topic. Until then, be well and lead well.